everybody, and welcome to Parks Bros. It's Drew here, and I'm back at a park. Surprise! That's right, I'm back at SeaWorld San Antonio. If you follow my Instagram, you should know that by now. But back at a park, finally. After about a month since I was last here, gonna check out everything they've done just in terms of COVID. Hopefully I can get on some of the rides again just to make sure I get a full review done for those. But why SeaWorld if I can only visit one park in Texas for this trip? Well, I want to get reviews done. So I need more footage. I need to ride a couple more rides a couple more times. So I'm definitely going to choose that over Fiesta Texas. And also, I've only had not great experiences at this park, so I'm hoping to change that today. Hopefully that's the case. I am glad though, already we're seeing more COVID precautions, which is nice. They've actually spaced out the cars this time in comparison to last. So that's already a plus. Hopefully COVID precautions are better this time around when we get inside, but let's go. All right, so interesting circumstances. I am in the park though, thankfully. Apparently my pass has expired, even though SeaWorld San Diego has not officially completely reopened yet, and I should at least have 6 months extra added on to my pass. I don't know if they reset it or something, since I visited this park last month. If that's the case, I would like to know. But supposedly my pass has expired, which makes no sense to me, considering the at least 6 months extension I should have gotten with SeaWorld San Diego at least being completely closed. So I'm gonna try and find out what I can about that, probably by the end of the day, hopefully. But before then, gonna head over towards Wave Breaker. Hopefully it's open. If not, I'll go over to Texas Stingray, ride that a couple times. But the park is really not busy at all, which is very nice to see. And that means I'll probably be able to walk on quite a bit, which is really exciting. Well, I guess the holiday season is starting. They have Manu Snow. That's pretty great. I like that. If you're a Spurs fan, I'm sure you appreciate it even more. So just rode Wave Breaker as first ride of the day. Now, funnily enough, we did what our buddy Mario from Mostly Coasters said, grab the handlebars. Well, me doing that actually changed the position of the GoPro, so you're looking at my crotch in that entire POV. So while some people would like to see that, I'm probably not going to put that into the video. And I'll probably go ride Wave Breaker again, but I will say, holding the handlebars makes it a little less intense, believe it or not, and it's just a little more enjoyable that way. Is it the best ride ever? No, I don't think so. But it's a great family ride, definitely re-rideable as heck. Not nearly as intense as something like this in Great White. But we're gonna head over towards Texas Stingray. I'm gonna get at least 2 rides on it. And hopefully those POVs aren't looking at my crotch the entire time. Now we're kind of here at an interesting time between Fiesta del Mar, which is a Mexican celebration for Dia de los Muertos, and all the music is blasting, but it's also half holiday themed everywhere, so it's like this odd time in between the two. But Thanksgiving is within a week and a half, so it makes sense. All right, well, Texas Stingray just had a Zen ride, so I think I'm gonna get a good 3, 4, maybe even 5 rides on this new GCI wooden coaster. Get my opinions more solidified. But yeah, it's crazy to see a Zen ride happening in a public park on a Saturday, especially one as big as SeaWorld. But let's go ride.
I just wanted to say a huge thanks to both Tom and Mike for being our brand new members to the channel. And if you want exclusive content, as well as to help support what we do, make sure to become a member today.
So remember how I was saying there was Zen rides on Texas Stingray? Well, of course, the moment I get off, the Orca show ends, and now the line is over a half hour. So right now, gonna probably just walk around, but the fact that I've gotten on this and Wave Breaker within 20 minutes, it's insane to me, especially considering my last 2 visits. But I will definitely be coming back to Stingray a little later in the day. But right now, with, of course, Orca Encounter just getting out, everybody goes to the ride right next door. So yeah, we're in like this weird holiday limbo. The beginning of November is always like that, I feel, but it feels even more so like that here at SeaWorld San Antonio, because they've got decorations for 2 different holidays, if not 3, up right now, which is kind of funny. But at least at other parks I know in Southern California, November 1st is Christmas time. So it is kind of interesting to see that not happen out of park, which is kind of nice actually. Well, it's nice to see Bumble, Rudolph, and all the rest here. Of course, Rudolph not lit up just yet, but soon. So, if you're wondering if I was gonna finally ride Journey to Atlantis, today is not that day, it would seem. This is the one credit I still don't have at this park, and I probably won't get it for a very long time. That's because it's closed for the season, because it is about to get a lot colder. So it makes sense to close it down now, especially with a water ride who needs way more maintenance. Yeah, the crowds being lower makes this way more enjoyable of a park. Also, cool thing tonight is fireworks. We're not gonna be able to stay that long, sadly. But the park is open till 9, and they're gonna have a fireworks show at 8:50, which is really cool. Walking to one of my favorite spots in the park, though, to get a quick view of Steel Eel and Wavebreaker before going to check those rides out. I mean, they've been walk-ons, it seems. And then head back over towards Texas Stingray to get back on that for at least 1 or 2 more times throughout the day. And then I think I'll be satisfied with my day. Now, I really do enjoy the little bits of exhibits that this park has. Really cool to see 6 American alligators spread throughout this exhibit. I would love to see more of these though, because this is actually pretty well done, I must say. Well, I was hoping to get on Steel Eel right now, but they are just starting up their sanitation process. So we're gonna head over to Wavebreaker, who is just finishing theirs, and get hopefully a usable POV this time around. So Wavebreaker had a 40+ minute wait, so we passed that as well. And we're heading straight back to Texas Stingray. I'll probably end up waiting in that regardless, just to get another ride on it. But after that, we're gonna head back this way instead of looping all the way around. Maybe get a ride on Great White if the line's not bad. And then of course get one more ride on Steel Eel at least, or a ride on Wavebreaker, of course. So let's go see how bad the line is at Stingray. Hopefully it's not. Okay, so I just got off of Texas Stingray about an hour later than I first rode it. What in the heck? This ride has such a problem with warming up. It takes forever, but when it does, that was incredible. That felt like Apocalypse when it was just recently retracked again. I mean, just ridiculously quick, twisty. I thought it was great. Definitely glad I got back here and tried it again before giving my full review. But I will say, if you're riding near the morning, definitely wait until later in the day to compare the two, because when it's almost sunset, oh, night and day difference, literally. Well, I gotta say, I'm actually a little flabbergasted after Texas Stingray. Probably won't be hitting up Great White today, even though it's got like no weight. Just not really in the mood for some B&M intensity, because I want to get on Wavebreaker and then Steel Eel, and then we realistically gotta head out, because that's the full amount of time we can spend. And while I totally believe that Texas Stingray is a front row coaster, that ride in row 9 that I just had was almost just as good, if not better, than that front row ride I had an hour prior. So I think that tells you how much it warms up near the end of the day. It's just insane. Well, thankfully, the line died down, I think, at least from what I saw. So let's go on Wavebreaker for the final time. Well, Well, finally made it over to Steel Eel at the right time, and it's time. Let's get on it. Last ride for me. Oh my goodness. I was questioning whether I liked stingray or eel more. That question has been answered. Holy cow, I love steel eel, the jankiness of it, the insane floater airtime. It's the best floater I've ever gotten on any coaster. Man, I want to hyper in California so bad now. But with the sunset coming down and in, that means it's time to head out for me. Man, much better visit this time around than my first two visits to this park. It's still got its problems for sure, but not having an insane crowd and not having rides closed everywhere helps out this park quite a bit. Steel Eel, incredible. Texas Stingray, much better experience on that this time around. And Wavebreaker, a really, really fun family coaster. Beside that, I mean, the staff are pretty on top of it with most things today, it would seem. It's just when you're walking around, a lot of people just don't care about masks. That's my only complaint. And distancing in queues is really not that great, but that's all up to guests, of course, instead of employees. But man, gotta say, much, much better visit this time around. And I'm glad it wasn't too busy to, you know, make it a little tougher to enjoy this park. But yeah, I think definitely well worth it to come out here while I have this short little trip back to San Antonio for the last time for probably about 2 years, if not more. But hopefully when I come back, they'll have something new to check out. And if not, hopefully I'll be able to ride Journey eventually. But let's head out to the car. But I gotta say, big hurrah in my last couple days in Texas, at least for a long time. I know I've been visiting Texas more than any other place on my park travels, but that is soon coming to an end. Really, after this video is done, until, of course, the many reviews that I put out in the coming weeks, which subscribe for those, because those will be a heck of a lot of fun and very long. And yes, I will tell you where you need to go in the park to get to the certain rides, but very enjoyable park. Still needs some work, I think, in the next 5 years or so. I think this could be an amazing park. But right now, definitely more of a regional family-style park overall. And I think this really could be a destination in the next 5, maybe even 10 years at the latest. But, oh man, much better this time around. So definitely crowds, I think, is the biggest difference maker for any park right now during COVID. If parks are crowded, it's not going to be fun. If parks are less crowded like today, no problems at all. Well, I mean, a couple problems, but nothing huge, which is very nice to see. But thank you all so much for watching this quick little video from SeaWorld San Antonio. It was great to get back here. Great to ride some rides. Man, Steel Eel is so good. But until next time, we'll see you on the next ride.